And so Michael Williams, the Oregon track athlete, he had the second fastest time in the entire nation this year. He won nationals last year. Lines up for the prelim. This is during the pole vaulting. It's still pretty loud, and he flinches. He false starts. And everyone goes, oh my God. And he knew right away. If you see the video, he was like, oh no. He had his hands on his face. He was upset. He knew he false started, gets the red card. He's gone. And so now I'm in my group chat saying, holy crap. Did you guys just see what happened? You see Michael Williams is gone, and no one's believing it. This is insane. And then just the very next heat, Terrence Jones of Texas Tech, he's lining up at the line, and he false starts. And so it's like, oh my God, the top two people with the leading times in this race false start. They're gone, out of here. And with Michael Williams, really surprising. He has never false started in college. I don't believe he false started really in high school either. So this is something that is very new to him. He does not do this, and it was upsetting. It was disheartening to see that that's what happened. And then for Terrence Jones, it's a little bit different. He didn't have many races this year. He had the one where he had a questionable start by some, where he definitely got out quick, and he ran that 6:45 or 6:47 time adjusted 6:45. And that's where a lot of people thought that he false started, whether he did or not. He didn't get called for it. It stands at a regular time, so that's what we're going with. And so he had that start, and then he doesn't finish a race since that race. An individual race, he did a 4x4, and he did 1/200 that he didn't finish. And so this was his first 60 since then, and his first individual race that he's finishing since January as well. And so, like, seeing that he false starts, like, I'm like, okay, I mean, I can get it. Like, obviously you're surprised, you're dumbfounded when the number one guy false starts, but it's like, with that one, it was more like, oh, wow, like, I mean, I can understand how that happened because you hadn't raced since then. And so nerves were going off. I mean, you had a really quick start last time. So if whether you were trying to time it or just an issue or nerves going on, because you're like, crap, everyone think I'm the best. I haven't been able to run for whatever reason, whether it's health or just, a choice or whatever it might be. Now he's in this situation, and it didn't go that way. And I want to also make sure that I let people we know. We're going to be talking about a couple other false starts. We'll actually talk about it now. Alia Armstrong, she also false started out of the women's 60. So she wasn't able to compete in the women's 60 in the final. And so this is coming from, in my professional underperforming self. Let me tell you something. So I have no-heighted in my event because I pole vaulted. I no-heighted several times throughout my career. And many of those times were at the biggest meets of my entire career. Obviously, I had never competed at a national championship. I was never good enough. I never had the opportunity, but I was able to compete at our conference championship, which for me was like a national title because, it sounds weird. Like, oh, how do you mean it's like the national title? It's like, well, for me, that's as best as I was going to get. Like, competing for a conference championship was just as nerve-wracking, I'm sure, as these athletes who are competing for a national championship, because they're competing at the best of their best, and I'm competing at the best of my best. My best was just not as good as these other athletes. And I could see something very similar with Alia Armstrong that I saw with myself when I no-heighted. And that was, you were so focused and so determined that it looked like, because she was whispering to herself, like, you got to do this. You can do this. You can do this. And it's like, I'm looking at that and I was like, oh no, like, you're locked in, but it was like a nervous kind of locked in because she knows she's going in as the top dog. And that's something that when I've been coming in as a top dog in pole vaulting, I would do the exact same thing. I would be like, you got this. No one can beat you. No one can beat you. You're the top dog. And then I end up no-hiding because, like, you're psyching yourself out a little bit. Like, you're almost too focused. You're not loose. And so that's kind of what it looked like for me. But it's still crazy to see when you see all these top-level athletes are no-hiding, or not no-hiding, but are false starting out of the competition. I mean, we were robbed of 3 amazing potential performances with these false start rules. And I get it. The rules are the rules. And for the sake of time and, the way that athletics goes, I don't think that you can really change the rules too much to where you can allow for false starts. Because if you allow for one, I mean, how's it going to go? Are you going to allow it for every single heat, and then you're just going to be able to extend these times, and it's really hard. And so to be able to have allow false starts to happen can be difficult when you want to run a tight ship.